It's the Top 10 Talk Talk songs. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Book. The voice of Talk Talk, Mark Hollis, passed away on February 25th, 2019. And judging from the comments that we received from our sister site, Rock History Music, on his passing, his contributions were greatly appreciated. He was a perfectionist, a musical genius, with a deep-seated voice that sang, not from here, but here. In a world where so many people think too much about what they're doing, it's almost like he was possessed by something stronger than a lot of us know when he sang. In life, it all comes down to one thing. Do we believe the person? Does that person believe what they're doing? When it came to Mark Hollis, a lot of his fans were converts. A lot of his fans felt, and I did too, what he was singing. Mark Hollis approached his music from a hidden room that most of us don't even know exists. One fan commented on our sister site, Rock History Music, that the band was criminally underrated, which is very true when you look at their body of work and the quality of what they did. But if you follow the progression of Talk Talk, it's easy to see that they just got better. So here it is, the top 10 Talk Talk songs. We based this on chart positions, not only in the UK or the United States, but all over the world. And we checked out some streaming services to see what songs were more popular than others. And by the way, if you want to see a version of this with the tunes, with the actual songs in it, go to our website, rockhistorymusic.com. Number 10, Newgrass, 1991, from their last album, Laughingstock. At this point, they were years out of their 80s synth pop feel, going from EMI Records to the jazz label Verve. It was a label that would have appreciated their last album. Before this one, they both danced with atmospheric jazz and prog. That album was called The Spirit of Eden. When talking about the production of Laughingstock, Mark Hollis said, "It's never a thing with any of these albums knowing what they're going to sound like. It's more like knowing the kind of feel you want." Number 9, Eden, from 1988, a gorgeous atmospheric journey from Spirit of Eden. It's their most adventurous work. After the success of the album The Color of Spring, the band were given an open budget and control on this project, though the record company probably regretted it after they heard the final product. They just didn't think it was commercial enough. Easily one of the most ambitious projects in their catalog, and of that year, and some say of all time. They took 14 months to record this one in a converted church studio. Hollis is at his best, or should I say beast, because at times he sounds like a mournful dingo suffering the dark nights of the soul. Number 8, Today, from 1982 and their debut album, The Party's Over. It would be their third highest ranking single in the UK. The project was produced by Colin Thurston, famous for his work with David Bowie, Iggy Pop, and Duran Duran. The lineup for the debut album was leader and vocalist Mark Hollis, who, as I mentioned, we lost on February 25th, 2019, keyboardist Simon Brenner, Lee Harris on drums, and bassist Paul Webb. They became a trio after this project, with Brenner exiting and producer-co-writer Tim Freeze-Green staying in the fold until their very last album, The Laughingstock, in 1991. Number 7, Talk Talk, from 1982, the group's first charting single, From the Party's Over. It was released after Mirror Man, which did not hit the top 40 charts. Number 6, Happiness is Easy, from 1986. The first track from a more organic art rock version of Talk Talk, the Color of Spring album. It's also the 6th highest streaming song on Spotify, which says something considering it was not a single. The children's choir in the tune adds a sense of grounding spirit. Number 5, Such a Shame, 1984, from the album It's My Life. Hollis wrote this one on his own. It was inspired by one of his favorite books, The Dice Man, by Luke Reinhardt, and it was a hit all over Europe. It also hit number 1 in Switzerland and number 2 in Germany. Number 4, Living in Another World, 1986, and the follow-up single to Life's What You Make It from The Color of Spring. This was more of an improvisational version of Talk Talk that would expand further on the next album. It was also the group's biggest seller, reflecting in its highest position at number 8 on the UK charts. Number 3, The Rainbow, 1988. It's the opening track from their innovative masterpiece, Spirit of Eden, their fourth from 1988. For this one, they sometimes worked in the darkness, recording tunes that touched on jazz, prog, ambient, classical rock, and a lot more. It was moody and ominous in a Pink Floyd kind of way. On this one, you could follow the mood of a song but still not know what was on the other side. Though its brilliant work has not really reached the masses yet, we're pretty sure the album will be hailed as one of the greatest records of all time. Number 2, Life's What You Make It. 1986 from their third album, The Color of Spring. Management thought the album didn't have a clear single, so they urged Hollis and producer Freeze Green to dig a little deeper for radio acceptance, something neither were crazy about, but in the end they came up with one of the most enduring tunes from their catalog. The message? You create your own reality, don't get knocked over by others' ideas. It peaked at number 16 on the UK charts. Number 1, I Think You Saw This Coming. It's My Life, 1984, their biggest hit from their second album of the same name. Written again by Hollis and producer Freeze Green, it was a top 40 hit almost all over the world. But interestingly, it was not a hit in their native England when it was first released. It actually took a third release of the song to become a hit in the UK. It finally happened in 1990 with the release of Natural History, The Very Best of Talk Talk, which peaked at number 13, the single that is. It also reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot Dance Club charts. There you have it, our top 10 of Talk Talk. And with a band like Talk Talk, chances are, especially when I've conversed a lot with the fans, we shared stories because I was getting into radio around the time their second album really hit in Canada, and I played a lot of their music and I enjoyed their music and followed the band. I loved the progression of where they went. They never stayed in the same place. The death of Mark Hollis on February 25th, 2019 was a blow to a lot of fans, including me. So having said all that, I will say, I would like for you to write down your top 10, top 5 or top 3. If you're a big fan of this band, we want to know what your top songs were. And you know what? I bet you almost every top 10 that you write will be different from the other guys. That's the kind of band Talk Talk was. And again, if you want to hear a version of this video with the actual music inside, because of copyright, we don't do it on YouTube, go to our website, rockhistorymusic.com, or our Facebook group. Just look Rock History Music up on Facebook, and you'll see us on there, and you'll get a longer version of this video. Mark Hollis, you will be missed. What a musical genius. Seriously, when I talk about people like that, I always look at, this guy was coming from the center of the pie from a whole other angle. I can't even see that angle from where I am. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel. We need you to subscribe and share our videos. We'd appreciate that. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Book.